Hey, this is Don Walters coming to you from The Clinical Trials Guru. Again, that website is www.theclinicaltrialsguru.com. Just want to talk to you about doing presentations at room and boards, board and cares, assisted living, just about any place where you have a gathering of people that might be interested or you think they might be interested in getting to a clinical study. Some people like to go out and basically just start talking about what they're into. They like to do what I call the lunch and learns. They'll bring a bunch of food and say, hello, I'm from whatever place you're from, and this is what we do. Anybody interested? If you're interested, come sign up. And that's hit and miss, and sometimes, especially in this industry, it doesn't always go over well. Food's always good. Depends on where you go, and I know places you go to, cigarettes are even better. I hate to say that. But anyway, a lot of times the best approach is you have to find out, you have to gauge your audience. A lot of times you don't know what you're walking into. It's not like if you're a professional walking into a room full of other professionals. You kind of know where their mentality should be, and you know how to gauge your speech and where you need to go with your speech. And most likely everybody's going to be on board or have some idea of what you're talking about. In this instance, when you go in, you're dealing with the public. Some of the public might be family members. Sometimes it might be people who might have that illness. They might be mentally ill, but still have enough cognitive ability where they can understand and are aware of what you're talking about once you explain to them where you're coming from, and that's the key issue. One of the things that I like to do is go in and first talk about research. Just find out, first of all, who's ever done research. If anyone in that room is participating in research, the first thing you want to do is find out what their experience has been. And we'll talk about why at some other time. Once you've determined if anyone's done research and if anyone's had any positive or negative experience, then you move to the next stage of sort of briefly going through what research is all about. I mean, you can talk about the different phases if you like, or you can just get into research general and what research is really all about, letting people know it's not about treatment, it's all about collecting data and information. But here are the components to it. Here are the pros and here are the cons. That's kind of where you want to go with it. Once you've done that, then you can get into talking about why you're there. But you first have to deal with this other stuff up front. Now, there's a lot of things I'm leaving out right now because it's a whole nother segment. I can talk about why I ask questions up front. We can go into talking about what type of questions we asked, and again, why do you ask those questions and how to deal with the answers that you get and where to go with those answers. Because here's the bottom line. Depending on the answers you get up front is going to determine, first of all, whether or not people understand where you're coming from and what you're talking about. Number two, whether or not you're going to have any resistance in that room and whether you need to deal with that resistance. So once you've, again, made those determinations, then you can get into talking about why you're there and have a better chance of getting people participating. Or you can take the approach that some other people take and just, go in and throw money around. I'm just kidding. Anyway, but no, that's the way you want to do it. You want to go in and first size up the room, size up who's there, determine whether or not they're familiar with your product and have any experience at dealing with your product. And once you've done that, then you can go into talking about your product. So with that little bit of information, that little quick overview, I hope that helps some of you out there that were interested in doing outbound recruitment. This is Don Walters. I'm signing off from The Clinical Trials Guru. Again, that website is www.theclinicaltrialsguru.com. Thanks.